Hello everyone, what is going on here? How you guys doing? Today I'm reviewing the new PS4 exclusive Until Dawn. Until Dawn has been released a few days ago. I'm now reviewing it. It's been developed by Supermassive Games. You may have heard of this game a while ago, as originally to be a PlayStation 3 PS Move exclusive. But then the project was then not canceled, but then put to sleep and then remade as this new survival horror choose your adventure style game. Now, Until Dawn has a lot of expectations, and it was one of my most anticipated games of the year, actually. So has it delivered? To be honest, this is one of the most biggest surprises of the year, other than games like Rocket League, as it's one of those big sleeper hits I really do love enjoying, and probably one of the few survival horror games I will never forget for a long time, and that's something. So the story of Until Dawn plays out a lot like a slasher horror film, as it's really inspired by those films. You can tell just by the gameplay. So the game starts off with a slasher horror film, where some people get isolated and then someone dies. It's a typical such situation, and it stars in like a cabin in the woods in the winter time. Now the story continues a year later after the prologue's events, when the brother of the deceased two has to move on, and it has a 1-year anniversary to bring all his friends back to the cabin in the woods at the time. And you believe nothing can go wrong, right? Like a horror movie begins, it sets up like that. And that's what Until Dawn is wanting us to see. It starts off like this plotly, and it does it all perfectly here. And surprisingly, the cast here and the characters is all in a way unique or likable in some way. Some may be liked in one situation, while others may be liked in another feeling. One may be smart, but another character might just be a jerk to others. It's well cast around here, and all the performances, I must just say, are well done here. Now the story itself is actually not just no simple ho-hum slasher story. It actually has a lot more depth to it. Surprisingly, Until Dawn does not give away any of it in the upcoming trailers that used to be released. It's been a shame that the game hasn't been marketed as properly as it should have been, you know? It's a true shame for that. Saying that though, the story of Until Dawn is actually one of the biggest surprises I have not seen in a while, but a great plot twist that changes the tone entirely in the second half. Not entirely, but not to make the horror game have that much more mystery, as it's not just a horror game, but it's more of a mysterious storytelling device, as it's more of a mystery horror movie. And I really wanted to see this type of game before. In between episodes, this game starts off as a TV series. The game has a character, an analyst called Dr. Hill, played by Peter Stormare, who actually questions and bases it off your fear. This is actually a cool device, as it allows the game to actually wonder what scares you more frightening than other things, and it allows the game to really have fun with it, and it also uses those fears in the actual game. For example, if you're afraid of needles, the game will actually have a sequence when you're being chased by someone with a needle. Looking for me, I am scared of needles, so of course it tried on that fear. It even asks more questions on who do you prefer or like more in between a cast of characters. And I gotta be honest, it really does allow you to think about it at times. It really does allow it to be much more complete. Now when it comes to characters, you get to play as a lot of the characters in the game. However, I do wish I was able to play as more characters more than others. Some characters get the short end of the stick, which is a true shame. I mean, it could have been more than just 10 episodes. It could have made the game a lot more longer. Saying that though, this story is worthwhile. I mean, it takes you around 9 to 11 hours to complete, depending on if you just want to bum rush kill everyone, or if you want to take your time, find all the collectibles, and save everyone. Yes, there's actually collectibles in the game. You can get a lot of them on the first or second playthrough, but what's cool about Until Dawn is that it's not just all about the collectibles. It's all about the story, and the story here is actually, like I said, amazing. And I gotta be honest, the visuals in this game is really outstanding. When I first saw the original 2012 trailer for the PS4 title, I was kind of let down by it. But to be honest, this new project is really just outstanding. The visuals of the graphics of the entire environment around you, the graphics of the facial motion capture, the movements of the characters and the animations themselves are amazing. It all works to bring this type of unique feel to it. The game, I must just say, the visual look of the design of the world, of the cabin, and the entire area around you definitely has reminded me feel of the cabin in the woods, but it also definitely reminds me of Stanley Kubrick's The Shining, which takes place in a snowy environment in the woods, not in the woods, but taken in a big room experience a lot of isolation. This game definitely has the isolation part knocked down to the ground. What's also worse in this game is also its environment. Creepy as hell, may I just say. Which are some really just like unique areas. It starts off with the cabin, but then it starts going to places of a sanitarium, a morgue, and more horrifying isolated areas that you may not even expect coming, which is all so much even greater. Now, visuals is not the only thing in the game, of course. There's so much other stuff to do, and there's so much other stuff to talk about. Sound, for example. The sound design in this game is actually really well done. When you step in snow, it sounds like snow is actually crunching underneath your feet. When you're running, or when the voice acting is top notch, it's actually great voice acting. To be honest, the voice acting is really surprisingly well done here, I must just say. The voice acting has a lot of great characters and a lot of great actors that you may notice from TV or movies, depending if you are a big fan of either one. Now, of course, I really do like the musical cues as well. Now, if you don't know the musician behind this, his name is Jason Graves, who's done the Dead Space trilogy, one of my favorite horror survival games. And let me just say, I really do love the music in this game. It has ambiance, it has a building of tone, it has all this done properly, and it has a way of perfect musical cues that you would see in a horror movie. I must just say, all the sound in this game should be respected. I mean, from the voice acting to the music to the sound design, it's all done perfect. Now, gameplay is the biggest thing about Until Dawn, because it highly is based on interaction. Now, the gameplay is a lot like Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls. If you do not like those games, you might not fall in love with Until Dawn as much as you want to. Now, you play as the 8 playable characters in the game in certain moments, based on the story. And what's cool about that is you have to make the decisions that always change the narrative. You can either save one person or get that person killed in the same situation. For example, there's a moment when you have to chase someone, but the moment when you chase them, you can either take too long and let them die, or risk your life by risking shortcuts and getting as quickly as possible just to save that one person. That is what Until Dawn does perfectly. It allows us to really feel like we are really making this narrative our own, this story our own personal story, our nightmare. And this is what Until Dawn does perfectly, let me just say. The game can end in multiple scenarios. Ones where if everyone can die alone by your side, or there can be one survivor standing. This is how what Until Dawn's replay value really stands out. It allows us to really make this story of a horror movie our own personal story to play with. You know, and that really makes it that much more amazing. Changing the fate of any character in the world can be made by the smallest choice, as to killing a squirrel or keeping nature in balance. That's all it does. And the scares are pulled off perfectly, definitely inspired by Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho, which is definitely recommended. The film I talk about should be recommended to be seen at somehow. And the decisions on who to be saved definitely remind me of James Wan's Saw movie, the original, not the other ones. This is the first one, that's it. The scares, I do love the scare. The jump scares there is jump scares, a lot of them, but they are done perfectly as each jump scare is built by tension. It's not just a random jump here and there. The environment and the world around it makes it that much more horrifying, for when a jump scare comes, it's not just a cheap trick, it's actually done perfectly. And I gotta say, Until Dawn definitely is no perfect game, I must just say. I mean, it's not a bad game, it's a great game. I'm giving so much praise about it actually right now. Until Dawn's only flaw, may I just say, is this unbalance of character use. What I mean by that is that certain characters like this character here, Sam, gets used a lot more than other characters like Matt or Emily. They don't get as utilized as much as which is a true shame. Maybe if the game was longer, you'd have more time to interact with each character. This would have made Until Dawn a much more interactive experience, a much more immersive experience, to allow us to be connected with each character. Because to be honest, during my first playthrough, I didn't want anyone to die, because I got so interactive with each one of these characters and developed with them, I wanted more time to be with them. And saying that, Until Dawn, it really does perfect the job, as is, do I really want to let everyone die? Because in my original playthrough, I wanted everyone to live as much as possible. Because the way these characters die are intense, gruesome, and even saddening to the point, which can really make the game even more surprising. What's also cool about Until Dawn is that the game can also have much more depth to the characters by finding these clues and totems. Now, clues actually help the story development. The story may just seem bare, but the more you find these clues, it actually gives the story much more depth to it, which is always a good old surprise for fun, you know? Now, totems are visions of the future. Now, there's 5 different types of totems. There's ones based on danger, one based on loss, one based on death, one based on guidance, and one based on fortune. Now, these totems are all hidden throughout the entire game to find them. And all these totems are basically, how can I say, they basically got visions to help you make your choices throughout the game. You can either follow these visions through and let someone die, or you can prevent that death from happening and let that person live until morning, which is basically what the game is called, Until Dawn. Now, surprisingly, Until Dawn is, you may think Until Dawn is just a simple game with just no meat on its bones, but to be honest, Until Dawn has a lot of meat on its bones. Not just from the puzzle, not the puzzles, but from the environments and the decisions you make, but from the collectibles, as there is a lot of them. You can also get, there's also hidden trophies, actually a lot of them, from choices you make to actually completing the game. Now, there's even trophies actually, like all your characters die, or to get all of them to live, which always gives a replay value for those trophy hunters out there who love good old trophies. And may I just say that Until Dawn really did surprise me. And I think another problem for certain fans is if you had problems with how can I say, heavy range controls or beyond source controls in the first few minutes, you might suffer the same problem with Until Dawn. The first few minutes might take you a little while to get used to its controls, but once you get used to it, Until Dawn is a horrifying thriller ride that's worth it. And it's made by a developer who truly understands the horror genre perfectly, well enough to not make it too convoluted or too ridiculous to the point where it's unbelievable, and making a good old slasher film from the 80s and 90s that were so good back then. Because surprisingly, this game is going to be one of those games I'm going to remember for a while. This is one of those games I really did enjoy playing. So, that being said, I'm all done talking. The final verdict for Until Dawn is an amazing, good old 9.5 out of 10. This may be a high score for a horror game, as I've been giving a lot of good games high scores. To be honest, there's just good games coming out, and I really want to respect this game. Until Dawn gets so much right, that to say that it screws up so much is a lie. Well, yes, there could have been much more moments with certain characters, and much more time, and the game could have been longer for those who want a much more longer story and narrative, but that could have been too long for them. But overall, Until Dawn is a good old perfect homage to horror movies that we loved as back then, you know? So that's it for the video, guys. If you love this video, please like the video, comment below, and subscribe to my channel, TheMichaelM1987. Follow me on Facebook as Michael Martinez. Follow me on Twitter as TheMichaelM1987. And I'll see you guys on the next episode of TheMichaelM1987, where I'll be reviewing another good, hopefully, masterpiece, hopefully. As this game just proved. Hopefully this review will convince you to buy the game, or at least wait for it to be on sale for a few bucks. But hopefully, when you get your hands on Until Dawn, this is going to be a horror house ride that's not going to let you go until you finish it to the end. Even by then, you might not be done with everything. This is The Michael M, signing off. See you next time, guys, on our next episode of The Michael M 1997. Have a good one.